What's going on, E Will? Salute, salute. Give me 2 seconds and we can get busy. Mm, yeah, because I gotta remake something that I just deleted. And just give me a second. Yeah. Mm, mm, I'm almost done. Mm, give me a second. All right, I'm ready, everybody. Welcome to the Bronze. Welcome to the Chocolate Man Podcast. I'm your host, Roshan Perkins, and today we got a great question. Today, well, great topic. Uh, does some people make better mistress than partners? Um, the way how I got this topic, it was crazy. I was looking at the Jeezy fiasco, and what I did was look at Jeannie Mai's background, and what I seen was that she wasn't a good partner. She wasn't a good partner, and I always tell people all the time. I think Jeannie Mai is a better side chick than a girlfriend or a wife. There's a lot of people like that. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this other thing. Jeannie Mai has a thing, and I see this out of a lot of women, especially women from other cultures. They're very disrespectful to their men. Um, some of them look at it like, oh yeah, I'm just joking around, but 9 out of 10, it's disrespect. So if you're in that type of relationship, it's a form of abuse. I'm gonna be personally honest. It's a form of abuse because if you would have done the same thing back, you would be looked at as a fucking monster. So we will be talking about that today. I also want to dig deep and talk about something else, but that will be my main topic today. Give me a second. I'm gonna go through my book real fast. I had this book where I was just writing all this stuff that I wanted to talk about when it came to empowerment, sacrifices, interracial relationships, MILFs. Since I'm talking about Mistress today, I do want to throw in. We already talked about sugar babies, cougars. I would say cougars. I'm gonna throw in cougars too. But the topic question will be what cougars is. Um, does cougars get a bad rap? You already know me. If you know me, you know that I usually date older women. When I was single. The reason why they had it more packed down and had things together, had their shit together and stuff. And I didn't have my shit together. I'm gonna be personally honest. I didn't have my shit together, but I knew that these women would take care of me. So I'm gonna be personally honest. I knew that they would take care of me. So that's why a lot of times I went out with older women. You know, I'm also gonna say this: older women are look for different things than younger women. Younger women look for men to take care of them. Older women already got it. Older women already knows what they want in their situations and what type of guy they want. Um, some are delusional and they want somebody who makes more than them, and they don't understand that there's not that many people that make $100,000 at least. So there's a little bit of delusion goes on with these type of relationships. Me per se, I always got the ones that that was already successful. They always see it. I don't get it, but there's sometimes in life you're not supposed to forget. Sometimes you just gotta let things flow. You're not supposed to actually get what it means. And this is one of these situations. Why do girls who are successful go out with ain't shit niggas? So, and I'm just using it in a brutal way. I'm saying it in a brutal way. At the time I was an ain't shit nigga. When I tried to get a job, she got me fired from it. So she didn't want me to work at all. You know, and there are women like that. They want you to enjoy your life and let me be the provider. I have an uncle like that. My uncle, he hasn't worked ever since the '70s, and his wife takes care of him. You know, never always had a car. I think the oldest car he had was like 5 years old. He always got a new car because of his wife. So there, it is possible to get these type of girls, but these are rare women. Most women are not gonna try to take care of you. It's sometimes they want it the other way around. Shout out to E Will too. What's going on, man? What's going on? I was gonna do a show yesterday, then I was like, nah, let me take a break and let everybody rest. But yeah, these type of women is very rare. I'm just a person who found two, maybe three. No, two, yeah. But yeah, there's women that will take care of you and want to take care of you. You could be an ain't shit guy, ain't got nothing really going on for you, and this is probably these women that are on their last will. Most of these girls who are on the last will, they'll want to take care of you because they probably want something or something less. Most women who are cougars that do go out with young guys is they want the semen. They think the semen gives them youth, so that's another thing. And it's kind of creepy too. And the reason why, because you're seeing a lot of women now go for younger guys. And I'm talking about underage kids. You know, look at these teachers. They getting caught, having sex with 14-year-old kids, 13-year-old kids and shit, And like the law is letting them out. And like, this is why I call, what's her name? I call Jada Pinkett a predator. She preys on a lot of women prey on a lot on vulnerable men, and it's a common thing in this era. And the reason why is because most of these women made these men weak. Do I believe? Oh yeah, because you had a single father and all this other stuff. It's possible. It could be possibly true, but I wouldn't blame it all on that. It's because the reason why is because you can have a male figure. It's not like you can't have a male figure. Your only male figure is your father. No, there's men out here that want to take care of kids and stuff, and don't want their own kids. So like that's why I say it. There's somebody for everybody. That's why I always throw that out. That's why I always say like, yeah. Hold on one second. It just, like there are men out here that just really ain't shit, ain't worth a fucking pot to piss in. And a lot of women want these ain't shit pot to piss in type of people. Some women see, they see ambition out of them. It's I don't know. People are very ambitious people. And I was just watching this movie on Tubi called China. I mean Candy. It was this girl that fell in love with this dude, and he wasn't worth shit. He used to take her car like when she's about to go to work or when she's about to go do something. This motherfucker already runs off with the car. He won't pick up the phone and stuff like that. Always talk about he needs some money. It's like the girl was scamming. The fucking girl was scamming because of this kid. Then after that, we'll spend all her fucking money. And there's people like that out here, man. And that's why I say this is why both of these topics actually go together. Because if you're just an ain't shit type of person, I don't think you should be even trying to find a relationship. You should just be like, yo, I'm the side guy. I'm just the I'm secondary. I'm secondary. I'm not even the primary guy. It's like if you have some food and stuff, they're just the potatoes, man. They're just the potato. They're not even the meats or the collard greens. They're just the potatoes, man. And it's even these women. Some of these women ain't worth shit. You know, they think their pussy is good because they probably suck your dick from the back or something, or they juggle their balls in their mouth and shit, and they think they're fucking valuable. So it's just there's a lot of stuff that goes on into these type of relationships with these women. I personally used like when I first started like not really getting introduced to women, but actually trying to figure these women out. It was difficult. I'm gonna be personally honest. It was very difficult out here because these girls will do these type of fucking tricks, and you be like, yo, I'm in love. You know, I want that shit all the time. The girl using their hands going to the circle like that, and the girl with the dick in the mouth and everything, and like the bitch like grab my hair, like yo, you be surprised, man. There's girls out here like that. And they'll just show you a whole new type of life and stuff. But I'm gonna say this. When they get bored and they start fucking with other people. And I'm gonna be personally honest. You're gonna be heartbroken for a little bit until you start to learn, like, yo, these bitches ain't worth shit. Are there some girls worth doing all that stuff for? Yeah, absolutely, man. But it's not many, man. I'm gonna be personally honest. It's not many, and the reason why I say it's not many, even with the guys, there ain't many guys ain't is worth all that type of worth all that type of like problems and stuff. And the reason why, because they don't give a fuck about themselves and stuff like that. And this is why I said, are some people like just worth being a better mistress and paramours than like being a partner or a companion. It's just like, yo, you just want to, with a female, it's just you just want that one good dick for the night and call it, yeah, yeah, I see you when I see you. It don't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We're gonna go out for breakfast. Nah, you're just overstepping your boundaries when you do shit like that. And I'm gonna be personally honest about that. You're gonna overstep your boundaries. You're gonna get your heart broken because you're doing stupid shit like that. You know. What's going on, Lala? Salute, salute. Yeah, I was the topic question is I'm sorry, dear. Does some people make better mistress than partners? And I say yeah because when you just got an eight shit nigga with some good dick, you just take it as it is, or you get a you get an eight shit bitch that with some good pussy and head, man. You just take it as it is, man. It's a good time, man. Y'all go out, go get some food and stuff like that. You know, your boyfriend acting all crazy and stuff like that, and you just need a break. You need a tune up or you need an oil change. You get the ain't shit nigga. Like yo, man, go get a little bottle. Get some good sex and like yo, get him on his way. Same thing with women. Get him on his way. Go get a bottle, go get something to eat. Go see a movie, have a good night. Y'all can even go to the clubs. But then after that, that's it. Some sex and that's it. I see you when I see you. It's just sometimes it just be like that. It's just you need that oil change that sometimes or a tune up. I call it a tune up. Because if somebody didn't hit the right spot when I guess nobody hasn't been hitting the right spot at that time, you just be like, yo, man, I just need a nigga to knock it off for a little bit. Use that tongue action. Give me that Holy Ghost. Oh, like that Holy Ghost. Yeah, man. People and to think about it, it's funny, but at the end of the day, it's true. Sometimes you just need some good dick, and you back in motion. Sometimes a guy just needs some good coochie, some head. Knock him off with some good stuff, man. He's back in the game. You know. I always tell people all the time if you kind of look at it, Mistress actually they help the ecosystem. The reason why I say they help the ecosystem because these are the type of girls what you like and what you don't like. And with these guys, sometimes you want the guys. Hold on, I'm sorry, but I just dropped my phone. And sometimes it's just like, yo, this is the type of dude you don't want to mess with because he's gonna ask you for money. He's gonna be the nigga with the book bag trying to go to your house and stay, and like you don't want all of that. You just want a good good hour to kick this nigga out. Like yo, it's not that type of party, man. It just I just came home from the club. I didn't see nothing I like. And like we gotta look at people like that. Look at Jeannie Mai, man. Jeannie, I'm gonna say this. I'm glad she had a kid. Then I'm kind of not, cause she's gonna fuck this kid up. I'm gonna be personally honest. Hopefully, Jeezy can have that kid most of the time because Jeannie Mai, she seems like she's a good mother, but she wants to fuck. That's it. Jeannie Mai was just a person who likes to fuck. She was the sugar mama. And there's nothing wrong with sugar mamas and stuff like that. And the reason why I say there's nothing wrong with that because at the end of the day, sugar mamas need love too. You know, sugar mamas be working hard, having the hard days at work and stuff, and all they want to do is just no. They want a man to touch them right. You know, like even with the with the bad bitches and stuff. The bad bitches just probably want a man just to touch them up, and call it the night. You know, that's why I always tell people like, yo, these ain't shit niggas is good for the ecosystem, just like like the side chick women that who ain't worth shit either. It's just they're good for the ecosystem. You know they ain't worth shit. They ain't good for you, but at the end of the day, the reason why y'all go, cause the chemistry is just sexually. It's a sexual thing. You know, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. What's wrong with it is when it turns into something that it's not supposed to be. You know, when you start talking about, oh, yo, I see ambition in this nigga. No, you don't see ambition in nothing. You just digmatized for right now. You know, I'm just being personally honest about that whole situation. Like Jeezy could have saved himself a headache and probably more time on his fucking life if it wasn't for Jeannie Mai. You know, Jeannie Mai was she was on the View. Jeannie Mai was on the View talking about sucking dick. Like, come on, you really want to marry a girl like that? Be on live TV talk about sucking dick and getting, nigga, some random nigga just busting in her fucking mouth. Like, come on, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy. I understand if you talk about your husband or your boyfriend, but you don't put that shit on live TV, man. You look crazy as fuck. You know. Like even let me give you something. Kim Kardashian, she'll be she'll be probably a top tier side chick. She don't need to be in no fucking nigga. Her whole family don't need to be in no fucking relationship. All them bitches need to be fucking side chicks. Side chicks or just sugar mamas, you know. Give me a second. Let me see. What makes them side chicks? They ain't worth shit. You know, were they just born to be? Um, So what makes these people to be side chips and mistress and stuff like that? Cause they ain't worth shit. They're not wife material, and they know that they ain't wife material. All they want to do is probably fuck, get money, and have sex. They don't really want no fucking companion right now. So it's just their minds is on something else. So if they get their little nut off and you get your little nut off, then everybody's good. It's good, like I said, it's good for the ecosystem. You know, and like you gotta understand too. These side chicks save marriages. These side niggas save marriages. Cause once you get your nut off and you find out like, yeah, this nigga wasn't worth shit. It was good. It was fun, but this nigga ain't no no husband material, or this bitch ain't no wife material. Y'all could just go back to what you was doing. I'm just being personally honest about it. If I was doing that, you know, like like I said, at one time I wasn't worth shit. I was an ain't shit Nick type of nigga. So I was just a nigga with good dick. If you once you're just a nigga with good dick, and you just tell the girl, well, baby, I ain't worth shit. So don't try to start no relationship with me. If you want me back around, you already know what to do. Get some liquor. We could go out. I might have a few dollars in your pocket, but you might need some money. I don't really work. You know, and plus, the nigga ain't worth shit when the nigga's carrying a book bag to your house. So I'm just being personally honest. If a nigga's carrying a book bag to your house, he ain't worth shit. He's a hobosexual. I'm gonna be personally honest. He's a hobosexual. The only difference between a hobo and a bum is a hobo works. He tries to get money. He travels trying to get money. A bum will just sit there and beg. So it's just this is the type of like atmosphere we live into, like that we live in, you know. Like I'm gonna tell y'all a story later about me being just a bum or a homosexual. I wasn't even a bum because I kind of had a job. It was just a super part time job that gave me party money. I couldn't save, gave me party money and like hotel money. So it's just oh yeah, and food. That's what made me start selling drugs and robbing people's houses because I was a fucking bum. Yeah, I can't call myself a bum because I had a job. I just didn't have a lot. You know, it's just like I gotta be personally honest with a lot of people overseas. Shabaka, hey Africans, listen to some Pan African music. Good dick only lasts so long. Peace, Bronzeman. Yeah, shout out to you, Shabaka. I said that. I didn't say listen to. I'm not. No, don't listen to no Pan African music when you're getting pussy or you getting good dick. Don't listen to Shabaka. That's stupid. You're gonna be listening to some nigga hitting drums, talk about whoa whoa yeah 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 yeah, talk all singing all that African tribal shit. Nah, don't do that. You gotta listen to some music Soul Child or like R. Kelly or like some some music like that, some Marvin Gaye or some Commodores or some Stylistics. This nigga talk about listening to some Pan African music. That nigga is stupid. That's why I say, yo, don't listen to Pan Africans, man. They gotta mess up the mood and stuff. You know, like if you got the Egyptian musk and you like the smell, put it in your house with the red light, with the chandeliers and stuff like that. Yeah, I get that, man. But don't do all that other shit. The Pan African shit. That shit's stupid. Give me a second. Mm, this nigga say play some Pan African music when you getting good dick. That nigga crazy. Hey yo, E Will, you heard your boy? Yo, Shabaka, this street is not for you. We talk about women and you don't know nothing about that. Yeah, man. Nigga had his wife for like 50 years. That nigga's on 51 years. That nigga, shout out to Shabaka, on 51 years with the same woman, never got no other pussy ever. But, shout out to Shabaka, man, for trying. But this nigga say listen to some Pan African music. This nigga crazy. The reggae is jumping. Talk about love and unity. Nigga, you don't want to play that shit when you plays like. If we're gonna play reggae music, I will say this: play Buju, play Sizzla, um, maybe Elephant Man, Spice One, Lady Saw, something like that on that lines. Some TOK, some shit like that. Don't play all that weird shit what Shabaka's doing, man. And shout out to Shabaka for trying, but that I don't think that's the. I tell people all the time, I don't think that's the route you want to take when you're listening to that type of music. So um goals live over 51. Yeah, Evo, that's true. That's true. But yeah, something wrong with Shabaka, everybody. So don't take that man serious and stuff. Oh yeah, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment on the live chat. This isn't the Bronze Reaper podcast, but this is the Chocolate Man podcast. So definitely we get to talk about a little bit. We're not too wild like we usually are on the weekdays. This is like a you know empowerment. Because we do talk about money on this show and fashion and everything. But like I was saying, it's oh yeah, if you want to donate, I put the links in the live chat from super chats to cash apps to Venmo. But if you can't do it, Just share. Just share this episode with eggs, other people, the whole 9 yards and stuff like that, and that will help me out as well, because I know times it's hard. Um, with the Shabaka said, don't need diseases. They have a unerased reggae music chump. Political education and organization is the key to Pan African. As Shabaka, we're not talking about organizing and education when you're trying to get pussy, man. Like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Niggas is like, yo, a nigga be trying to get some pussy. You talking about education and stuff. Nigga, you know what? I'm going to say this, Shabaka. And I ain't even going to call you a sucker today. Only if I want to call you a sucker, I'll say a sucker for love ass nigga. I'm just going to say this, Shabaka. You will fuck up a wet dream, my nigga. I got to be personally honest. I don't know how you got your wife. I don't know if it was like one of those Russian online wives, to be married type of chicks and stuff. But yo, Shabaka, you ain't got no game, my man. Like you might have to reevaluate yourself. You know, just it be like that. Sometimes you have the looks, but don't have the bronze to it. It be like that. So I'm gonna say this, Shabaka. Yo, Shabaka, you're crazy, man. He said play educational and political music when you're trying to get some pussy. That nigga crazy. Yo, Shabaka, do you do drugs? I'm just asking a question. Do you do drugs? I have to ask that question, man, because, yo, the shit that you say is nuts, man. This nigga said play educational, political. Yo, that man be like playing Get Up, Stand Up for you, right? That nigga be playing that song trying to get some pussy. Yo, Shabaka, you are funny, man. Yo, one funny guy, man. Man, you can't get no pussy. Not not my problem. You have no game. I have directions and goals. Yeah, you got direct. Yo, yo, you got goals to the fucking escort fucking links, man. Cause you ain't getting no pussy with that type of shit that you be playing, man. That type of music, man. You ain't getting no pussy. That nigga Shabaka is crazy. Yo, Shabaka, you really actually got me laughing today, man. All right, Shabaka, everybody who is living in the live chat, what music do y'all play when y'all have like a partner over? You know, I want to know. Shabaka got me wondering now. Shabaka, what do you be playing? Give me your five best songs. You know, like say if you're single, and you had this little shorty doo wops coming over. What music will you be playing? Give me five songs that you want to play. I gotta know this shit. This shit is crazy. Hey yo, you E will too. You Lala Brown. I gotta know all of y'all. Whoever's in there in the live chat. What are the five songs that you would listen to? Smoking a spliff and enjoy myself. I'm playing music. Woman No Cry. All right, I'll give you that one song. What's the other four? It's kind of a stretch, but I will give you that one. I used to play Fetty Wap. Yeah, baby. Yo, I'm gonna give y'all a song to play when y'all got a shorty doo wops over. Play Bust It Baby by Plies. You could play one and two. I like the slow one, not the one with Neo. Play that one, Bust It Baby. I'm just throwing some shit out there for y'all. But if you got a little older like me, I usually get older women, I'll play some stylistics. Like Zoom. Hey, thanks for the The subscribe. Google Rabbi Disco. I used to play. Yeah, Fetty Wap. Yeah, man. Yo, he have some low key female hits and stuff like that. But like, yo, if you, but the thing about it, I always tell people if I had a wingman, like, yo, if you have like your homie come over and stuff like that, and you got like two or three girls, I'll tell y'all to play. And I don't know why I play this song, Kendrick Lamar, ADHD. My president is black. Is black. Is black. So I got ADHD. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, motherfucker. That one. I'll play that one. Yo, you be surprised, man. Um, that's if you got a wingman. You'll play that one, you know. Um, but if it's like a side chick, let's see. Oh shit, what's that Mario sound? There's a Mario song. It's kind of serious, kind of new. Yeah, see that? Yeah, that ADHD. I don't know why I would play that, but I will only play that with like if I had a wingman. You know. Shorty, do us are done. That's done. Played out. We need. No. I didn't say the song is Shorty Doo-Wops. I said I say if you have a little Shorty Doo-Wops coming over. I didn't say that's a song, Shabaka. Like I said, I usually date older women. I'll have some stylistics. Have another song you need to have is the OJs. But if not the OJs, damn, what's the Isley brothers? Always have the Isley brothers. Yeah, he be having some good shit for the women, but that's like if they're like under the age of 28 and 34 ish. But you need to have Between the Sheets by the Isleys and what's the song? And Shabaka, you should know this too. You're like in your 60s, my nigga. Was it Footsteps or something by the Isleys? Get that one. If you're gonna mess with the OJs, you gotta play Just to Get Close to You. You gotta play that song Just to Get Close to You, girl. Play that song right there. That's a good hit right there. Um, but that's if you got a girl who's like in her 40s. Like if she's like 40, she's like 40. Yeah, Footsteps in the Dark. That's the song. Yeah, that's for the lovers out here, man. Listen, Shabaka said old schools. My lady love. Yeah, that's a good one, Shabaka. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. Yes. But what about something positive? That is positive, nigga. What do you mean? GB, that is positive. The fuck? Oh yeah, play some Prince. You always gotta play some Prince. And if you're gonna play Michael Jackson, and I always tell people if you're gonna play Michael Jackson, Donnie Holloway is definitely a good one. Lady of My Life, Michael Jackson. You always play that. You know. Those are some dope songs. I would tell you to play some New Edition. Like a person who's in like if they're the 80 if they're 80s baby, play some New Edition. New Edition boys who's it? Boys to Men, you know that new jack swing. Always play that type of music, you know. So it is different. Like definitely with the side chicks, man. They like shit like that. Bring some, the pink wine. I don't drink the pink wine, but that side chicks love pink wine. I don't know why, you know. But I will say this: some side chicks are meant to be partners. I will say that. But the only thing about it is when you take them off the, niggas get mad when you take them out of you take them off the take them off the board, man, and you put them on the stable. People be fucked up about it. Pretty Brown Eyes, yes. How about Ebony Eyes by Rick James and Smokey Robinson? That one is that was the hit right there. But that one's like I said, that's over for like girls who's over in the 40s and the 50s. You know, the women who just got out, just got divorced, they just want to drink, have a good time, probably go to a lounge, come back to the cribs, listen to some more music, you know, and get their back blown out, there's some old school girls like that, you know. It's it's a dope it's a good life for right now, but I will tell you this, and I'm gonna be personally honest with them old school girls. You gotta be careful because at the end of the day, you will fall in love. Yeah, they put a rook on you. Yeah, they put that root on you. It's it. Don't let the bitch be Creole, man. Yeah, like Louisiana Creole. Oh, you're fucked. Even Haitian Creole, Haitian women be having some good coochie, But that's the thing, Like this is what I'm saying. This is why I said like, yo, you gotta be there. There's levels to this when it comes to these side chicks and these paramours and these mistress. Side chicks with women and stuff like that. I always tell people if you want a real good mistress, or even if you're in a relationship and you want a mistress or a side chick, you gotta pay for shit like that. I'm talking about a grade A one right there. You're gonna have to pay for that shit. For bitch know, and I gotta, and the reason why I'm saying that is because if they know that you got a wife and kids and shit like that, and I'm just gonna be personally honest with you because I have dealt with women with husbands and have kids. They know like, yo, here's a few dollars right here, give you like $700-800, have a good time, and they be paying you monthly, $800-800 a month. Yo, you're good. Taking you out, buying you them new Jordans that just came out, the ones that's like 250. Yeah, she like, yo, I got you a pair. Yeah, you still wear them 12s, right? You size 12, right? You're like, yeah, baby, how you know? Yeah, I got you some Jordans, man. I you had them Jordans last month. I bought you some more. You like, oh damn, But you gotta understand, she's married. She's giving you this money to shut the fuck up and like just play your part. You know. So that's a top tier paramour. That's what I was. I was a top tier mistress. Give me the sneakers. I ain't gonna say shit. That's my friend right there. She's helping me get into college. That's what I use that a lot. This girl helping me get into college. And the way how you the way I'm teaching y'all niggas how to cheat. This is bad. Oh my god. So this is what I used to do. I looked at the girl's occupation. I look at her. I looked at what she knew. Put that the hoodoo voodoo by means necessary. You're not honest. You're not honest. Can't trust the FBA. Want to be. Trick is the only one pimping. No, I'm not a pimp, man. I was a side guy, man. I was a paramour, man. It just like I said, I can't pimp nobody. I don't got that shit in my blood. I personally be honest, yeah, I don't do that type of shit to chicks and stuff. And Tariq Nasheed wasn't a pimp. He was a Mac. He taught y'all niggas how to get girls. You know, like I'm gonna be personally honest. When I was like in my 20s, the way how I was getting girls was sometimes you gotta look at their friends. Most of these bitches' friends are gay. If you're friends with these gay guys, they'll show you what all the bitches is. Now you can't do that shit no more because these guys just be trying to fuck. These gay guys be trying to fuck you. So at the end of the day, you can't do that shit anymore. You know? I'm just being personally honest. And you got niggas be slipping, shit in people's drinks and stuff. And like, yo, you don't think gay people do that shit? They don't give a fuck. Yeah. Back in my era, you could do that. Because at the end of the day, they respect your boundaries. These gay motherfuckers don't respect boundaries no more. And I got to be personally honest about that. No wonder you flunked out. You being pimped. Nah, I'm not a pimp. No, and I got a degree, Shabaka. You wildin', man. It's just like I said, I got a degree. I've been in a lot of situations. I've been in a lot of experiences and stuff. But I understood this is what come with the territory when you're a paramour. Some people think it's like a sugar berry. Excuse me, a sugar baby. It's similar to a sugar baby, but the difference is that um they use you as like if they going on a date or something or they going on like an event and their husbands isn't there, I'm just a replacement. They pay for shit like that, and we just said we're friends or, blah blah blah. That's how you do it. Sugar baby, oh yo, they're paying for everything, giving you some pussy or giving you some dick if you're a female. This is what comes with it. You know, they paying for it. Me personally, I don't think I could do anything like that even if I did have money. So it's like I said, it's a weird situation. You know, and why are you talking about Tariq Nasheed? We're having a good show, Shabaka. Come on, Shabaka. Don't do that. You're killing your own vibe, man. Like, yo, we started seeing the Shabaka that the FBA's love. You talking about women and yada yada yada. I was about to say, yo, you know about women until you started talking about Tariq Nasheed. Then I was like, yeah, he don't know nothing about women. Don't play that stuff. That's that European shit. We call it gigolo. No, it's not a gigolo. I was a side piece. I was the mistress, paramour. You know, with paramours, you sometimes you won't have sex. They just there for your attention. I was there. I It's like a Big Brother program. You're just there for hang out with the kids, do Big Brother shit and stuff like that. This girl was just there for attention. She wasn't getting no attention, and sometimes sex came with it. So it's not like sex was all the time. Gigolos have to have sex all the time. They can't. They go to have sex and leave. Me, I get to talk, chill out. She get to make her food that she was gonna make for her husband because her husband was gone for like 2 days, and like just shit like that, man. It's company. It's not everything when you're a mistress. Sometimes it's just not about always sex. Well, paramour. Let me not get that fucked up. Paramour. You know, because what you're talking about is what I was kind of talking about is I want to say sugar baby. You know, sugar baby is like, oh yeah. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's a weird situation, man. But like I was saying that like a lot of people are not meant, uh, hold on a second. Like I would never want to be considered a pimp, and the reason why, like, yeah, they got a good mouthpiece, they know how to talk and get and manipulate women, but I wouldn't want that type of title. I don't even give a fuck if I was even gorilla pimping the bitches. Um, I like to mess with women who do have money, so I can do less of the work. You know, I could be the lazy one. I could just be good at what I'm good at, sex. That's it. You know, and like she could go back and tell her like senior citizen friends or her cougar friends, like, yo, this motherfucker blew out my back, yada yada yada. You know, sound too girly, girl. Wouldn't let no pimp me, no one pimp me. No, it's not pimp me. It's not pimping. That's how you see it, and like I said, you have an opinion to say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, I actually got, I actually learned something from it. I actually went back to college because of the one of my clients, and I say my clients because I was her mistress. And was it the other one? Her husband knew about me. So she didn't give a fuck. Like what they always say, happy wife, happy life. I don't believe in that shit. A bitch can still be happy and get on your fucking nerves and destroy your fucking life. So it's just, I personally don't believe in it, but there's people that do believe in it, man. So if you like it, I love it. So you like it, I love it. Um, but yeah, it was a it was a fair exchange. I think so. All right. No, hold on a second. Excuse me. But yeah, situations like that. Like that's why I went back to Jeannie. Now I could tell you about Jeannie Mai. Jeannie Mai was a great side piece because at the end of the day, first of all, you don't really need to get her anything. She has a career. She has money. She just wants to be fucked. And probably mostly by black men. You know, the reason why she was dating white men was for status, and that's how it sounded. I think that was kind of fucked up, but at the end of the day, that's why a lot of these like foreign women go for white Europeans because it's for status. You know, hold on. You know, and also too with a side chick and a side chick or a side piece, you know, there's always learning that can happen. Like you could teach them something, or they could teach you a little bit about something. Like she taught me about etiquette. She taught me how I was supposed to act around certain crowds. You know, like me, I don't give a fuck anymore. But if you notice, I do talk crazy. But at the end of the day, it's not really like project crazy or hood crazy. I don't like to say ghetto because at the end of the day, it makes us sound like we're uncivilized, and we are civilized. So it's just, what about love and respect? I'm a side piece. Why the fuck would I care about love and respect? She respect me to pay me. She respect me to treat me nice. You know, she respect me when she bought me them Jordans every month. And she gave me $700-800 extra. Like, come on, what the fuck? That's respect right there. You act like the bitch threw money at me. Talk about kick rocks, nigga. Nah, here, here, honey. I see that you need some more Jordans. Oh, you need some clothes too. Here's some money for clothes. Oh, thanks, thanks. You know, and like she did it because she wanted to do it. She didn't do it because, oh yo, this is the job. This what comes with the job title. No, I was a great person. Let me tell you something. When you're a great person and you just do what you do, like you get more because you're a good person, and people just want to do stuff for you, and people want to tell you like they wanna they wanna escalate. No, let me use another word. They wanna increase what you're doing with your life. Like with this girl, I don't think I would have ever went back to college because I didn't even want to go to college in the first place. You know, like that. This is what comes with the territory and stuff like that. And like when you're a side piece, you like I said when I told you, you just gotta take it what it is. Like you just having a good time. You going out to eat and stuff like that. You getting you're escaping reality for right now. You don't know what that person's going through. You don't know what you're going through. There can be a lot of stuff that's going on right now, and just escaping life for probably like what a fucking half a day. That's sometimes what people need. You gotta understand. Some of these people who are committing all these fucking genocides and all these suicides and stuff. Sometimes they just need some good coochie or some good dick and pop right back into life. Like yo, let's get back into reality now. It was fun, but at the end of the day, I still gotta do what I gotta do. Damn. But yeah, it's just this is what people have to understand too when you get a side chick or if you're a side piece and stuff. Don't expect too much out of it because at the end of the day you might find I always tell people all the time you might find somebody else you like and stuff and they have to deal with that. So it's a fair trade-off. I'll say it's a fair trade-off. You know, if it's just a whole bunch of people and you're just fucking a whole bunch of people, there's an issue there, and you might need to solve it because you shouldn't just be fucking everybody. That's an that's a problem. You know, I will say that's kind of a problem. Um, Also, um, and let me finish what I was saying about Jenny Mai. Also, too, she was a good side chick because at the end of the day, if your wife called or your girlfriend, she'll be like, "Oh yeah, we just friends and stuff like that." I was helping them with some filming and stuff. Or she'll be like, "Yo, go home to your wife and yada yada yada." Like she'll have you on focus. Those are those type of side chicks you need. Those type of side chicks come a dime a dozen, and don't be jealous. Jeannie Mai is not jealous. She's not a jealous person. Now she's jealous because at the end of the day, y'all took her. Well, Jeezy took her out her element. Yeah, she was dating. She was married to a guy for like what 10 years. But you have to understand too that um um where she can fucking like just go to work, you know, and just be happy going to work and just talking crazy. And so let me tell you something. Jenny Ma was happy when she was with Jeezy, but she was even more happy when she didn't have nobody to look after or worried about, cause all she had to do was go to work. I'm not gonna blame Jeezy fully, but he kind of interfered with her life in the ecosystem. He made her his baby mother now. They were married. Let's get that correct. They were married, but this is what the fuck happened, Jeezy, because you're taking a fucking. I'm gonna be personally honest. Let me tell you what this is really like. This is like, and I'm not trying to say this is what Jeannie Mai is. It's just I'm comparing. I'm comparing the situation. That's like taking an animal out the jungle and trying to fucking domesticate it. domesticate it and make it a fucking circus animal. And all it knows is how to hunt and kill. You know? Like, yeah, Jeannie Mine was in a relationship for 10 years, but this is what she liked to do. This was her element. This is what's her world. This was her world. Find that guy, do this, and that way and flex. She was happy. And this is what I say all the time. Does people need companions? Absolutely. I'm not gonna say that they don't need companions. Everybody needs a companion. But right now, this wasn't the time. This wasn't the time for Jeezy to do what he did. And I understand. I understand, and the reason why I understand because when I was doing what I was doing, I knew I had to face facts that I had to let this shit go. I can't be no fucking mistress for my whole life. I'm getting older, you know? And I think the lady helped me out because the lady was in her fucking 60s. She was like, oh, yo, you should go to school. You're fucking smart. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm smart not to go to school. She's like, no, you need to go to school. Like, you need to do something with yourself. I was like, yo, you want to work at what, Stop and Shop or Piggly Wigglies for the rest of your fucking life? I was like, and I didn't work there, but I'm just using that as an example. She's like, you want these half-ass jobs for the rest of your life? And I'm like, no. Excuse me. I'm like, no, I don't want these type of jobs, but this is where she was saying, well, you need to do something. You need to go to school. You need to make a sacrifice. You know? And she's like, I'm letting you go free. That's basically what she said. I'm letting you go free. Okay. Then you know what I did? I got two fucking jobs. I was living with my grandmother. My grandmother made me stop selling weed. I was just selling weed at the time. My grandma was like, yo, you got that reefer in the house. You better get that shit out my motherfucker house, man. I finished selling all that shit. I never bought another bag, man. I felt so sad because at the end of the day, that's how I was making money. I was working at this one job where my dad got me this job cleaning fucking science labs and shit like that. Man, when I say my pockets was hurt, my pockets was hurt. I was like, yo, every 2 weeks I got like $350. That's it. That's all I got. Then I tried to get a second job because I told him like, yo, I'm trying to go back to school and like I'm gonna need these hours. I was like, is there any way I can work like in the morning? Oh no, we can't do it and yada yada yada. I was like, all right, man. So I had to find another job. Then I worked at Applebee's as a cook. Then after that, I worked at Whole Foods for a second job while I was going to school, and I used to go to job, then to school, or I'll go to school in the morning, then job to job, then back to school. It was just so much. Then there was like, oh yeah, you might have to stay a year, another year, cause there's class. I was like, yo, I told him this. I was like, yo, I'm about to go back to what I was doing, selling this weed, and if I see a lick, just do a lick or something, and I'm good. I was like, I'm not gonna go to school for another year. I was like, y'all niggas is crazy. There's like, oh well, we can waive this stuff right here. You don't really need this. So I was like, all right, cool. So I graduated within a year. So that was good, man. I got the fuck out of there, man, because I like school, but it's just like, yo, working two jobs, man. Fuck that shit. And I never worked two fucking jobs a day in my life after. My father had like five fucking jobs. That nigga was still broke. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be like this motherfucker. I'm like, I refuse to work these five fucking jobs. You know. So I quit one and went back to that job. That job was on some bullshit. So yeah, it was like Whole Foods. That's why I said Whole Foods was mad racist. You know, niggas got me fired, and Once I said, "Oh yeah, my attorney told me not to sign no more papers," this motherfucker told me, "Yeah, you gotta leave." Once they found out I had an attorney, so yeah, it was bad. You know, but yeah, like I said, back into the situation and stuff like that. Cause like I said, I told you the cougar and being a mistress makes sense now because at the end of the day, most of these cougars need these mistress because they're housewives, man. Housewives don't be doing shit, just like they just want the fucking attention and want people to talk to and like teach them the shit that they just learn and stuff. You know, this lady taught me how to make some candy yams. They taste disgusting because it was how white people make it, but she taught me something. Yeah, the shit was disgusting. You know, I didn't like her for her candy yams. I liked her for her like Rice Krispie treats. Like that shit that Tariq Nasheed says about the Rice Krispie treats, yo, he's on point with that. Yo, she make bomb ass Rice Krispie treats. I think white people are super dope at that. I won't eat anything off them, but if they make Rice Krispie treats, yeah, nigga, I'm taking the whole thing for myself. So yeah. Um, I will say that. But I'll tell you a story about me being a side piece. There was this girl I was fucking with. I think she was a Republican. And this is when, like, if you was a Republican, like, yeah, my nigga, yeah, and her family had money and everything because she used to take me to the bar all the time and get me fucked up. And this girl was a young girl too. She was like, I was 28, 29. This girl was like 23, you know. And she knew I was her side piece and stuff like that. She knew I had other girls and stuff like that, but she didn't give a fuck, you know. She just, as long as I was just giving her good dick, that's all she gave a fuck. She was from New York, and I don't fuck with white girls, but she was Portuguese. Portuguese is white to me, so I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's a white girl. Um, and let me tell you something. Sometimes it got too far because I used to get super super fucked up, like super super fucked up. You know. But she started leaving me alone. I'm like, all right, cool, cool, cool. Let me leave her alone. And this is why I always tell people all the time, yo, you got to stay on code. You know. And she's like, yo, I just wanna just fuck. I was like, okay, cool, we could just fuck. Boom. That's it. Then it started getting crazier. She's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be friends. I was like, whoa, hold up. This is a business. We can't just like, oh yeah, we're gonna be friends. Nah, I can't do that. I was like, yo, I just rather like, yo, just stay away from you because it looks like it's gonna be a problem. You know. Then after that, I'm gonna say this. It separated the whole job. It was so bad that I didn't even want to go to work half the time. You know. And this is why also too don't if you're somebody's side piece, don't do that work. Don't do that work or don't do it nowhere close to your home. It's just like I said, it's a fucking headache. I had to tell the guy like, yeah, I'm out of here. And let me tell you how all this shit started. Cause a white man did not mind his motherfucking business. I'm gonna be personally honest. A white man did not mind his fucking business, and he put me in a situation. It's always like that. This is why America the way it is because white people don't mind their fucking business. They always have to know what's going on and what's in the other community. Nigga, that shit ain't got nothing to do with you, my nigga. I gotta be personally honest. I gotta be personally honest. If that white man would have mind his business, yo, shit would have been straight. Shit would have been straight. We could have still been friends to this day. But no, I'm not doing that. I was like, nope, I'm out of there. And they took that. And white people don't like to take losses from black people. So that shit was. Like, she did some foul shit. Like, I left some stuff at her house. This bitch put that shit like right in the middle of my job. I said, "Don't you ever do that shit ever again." I was like, "That's my stuff." I was like, "That's very disrespectful." She took that shit as a threat. Not a threat, but an insult. Like I was trying to insult her. I was like, yo, I told my job, I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back after this. I'm doing with this shit for 3 weeks. I was like, yeah, I found a new job. I don't want to work here anymore. And they was like, yo, we need you to work here and like yada yada yada. I was like, yo, I do not really want to work here. He said, all right, yo, just come once a week, once or twice a week. Can you do that? I was like, I'll do that for you, homie, but yeah, this shit's a headache, you know. But yeah, that's why I said there's levels to this mistress shit. There's levels to this. You're not supposed to. This shit shouldn't get out of hand at all. This is the easiest thing. This is like making easy Mac. You know, play your part, have fun, and that's it. Don't be controlling. Don't be not. Don't be knowing none of that. When you see that person, oh hey, how you doing? How you doing, Rosalind? How you doing, Bethany? Oh, I want my other friend, blah, blah, blah. This is Bethany. This is blah, blah, blah. It's like being in a polyamorous relationship. Oh, this is shit. This is that. This is that. And you don't be like, oh, who's that? Yada yada yada. I hope you ain't fucking her. No, you ain't not supposed to be doing that. You should be. You just take it as it is. A Rosalind just being a Rosalind at the time. So it just. This is why I call this show the Chocolate Man. Everybody gets a taste. Everybody get a taste of these problems. Some people are gonna like it. Some people's gonna be addicted to it. And I'm not talking about just sex. I'm talking about life. You're gonna be addicted to the extreme stuff. You might be, unbalanced because of certain situations of life. That was the subliminal message. The subliminal message, yeah, I am the chocolate man. Yeah, you do want a taste of this, but you also have to understand you're having a taste of life. You're having life experience. This is the life experience that we're talking about. Like, Genie, let me tell you something. Let's say, okay. Let's say, okay, that this shit doesn't work out. We're going to backtrack. Let's say this shit didn't work out. Jeezy and Jeannie Mike should have been adults and said, like, okay, you know what? Just come and get your stuff out the house. That's all I need you to do. All right, cool, cool. If you need something, I will help you. But when we tell you what happened, Jeannie Mai was being Jeannie Mai. She was probably fucking around with somebody else. And this is why I told y'all, I was like, yo, sometimes people are not meant to be partners. Some people are not meant to be companions. Some people's companions is open relationships. Like a regular life with just having, just being with one person. Sometimes I don't think that's meant for a lot of people in this era. First of all, we're too free in America. Is it a good thing or bad thing? It's a you thing. It's a everybody thing. If this is what you are, this is what you are. If you don't like it, you could go to other countries. But we can't look at this shit like it's a bad thing. We can't look at this as like, oh yo, you know what? This is why this country is fucked up. No. These are the laws that the country gives you. These are the laws. The laws of the land, as I always say. So now we know this is the law of the land. What can we do about these things? Are there consequences to all of this? Absolutely. You might miss the love of your life. You might don't know. You might be so in too deep that you don't know how to get out of it. Sometimes you might need a therapist to actually be balanced. Maybe you just need to work on yourself. Maybe you might need to be abstinent. Abstinence, if I'm saying it right. There's a lot of this. There's a lot about this that we don't know. Maybe you have trauma. You know, maybe you're sucking dick because you don't know how to say no. Maybe you don't want to suck dick because that's not your thing. But at the end of the day, if you're with a, if you're with a guy that likes to get his dick sucked, that guy's gonna cheat on you. That man's gonna give you a fucking hard time. That man's gonna be like, yo, oh, we gotta do this bullshit again. That man's gonna be stressed. Put it this way, even if the nigga don't cheat on you, he's gonna be stressed out of his fucking mind. This nigga do everything in the world and you can't even suck this nigga's dick. I'm gonna be personally honest. You can't even ride this nigga's dick. You can't even put no effort in or no emphasis into it. That nigga's gonna be just like the nigga off of Why Did I Get Married? Like how did I get him into this fucking situation? I'm gonna be personally honest. Some people ask themselves like, yo, how the fuck I get into this situation? And like, or she was never like this. Now she don't want to do anything. Now she wants to be a fucking nun. So it's what the fuck? Have I been tricked or something? Like, what is going on? Why am I having this like mediocre sex? And this is where I say side pieces, paramours, mistress, they balance the ecosystem. They can love a. Let me tell you something. You can love a person, but at the end of the day, if you're not really getting what you need, you can still love that person. You could still be in love with that person. You could still want to be with that person, but it's gonna be very very fucking hard. It's like, yeah, you about to have sex. It's like, damn, we gonna do this weird, this whack shit again and stuff like that. And like, I'm gonna be personally honest. This is why a lot of people get porn addiction problems. Niggas get porn addiction problems because niggas want a certain type of sex and he ain't gonna get it. He know he ain't gonna get it from this bitch. He's like, I might as well watch porn so I don't cheat on this bitch. Fuck it. You know? I remember I'm gonna tell y'all a story. And it's a fucked up story. I remember this guy I used to work with. This nigga's wife died. When she died, he cried, but I didn't think I don't think I'm gonna say this. He didn't cry because he missed his wife. He cried because he's happy his wife died so he can date somebody else. Then the chick he got was a fucking freak. This nigga, let me tell you something. When I was out here, I used to see this nigga at swinging parties. Him and the new girl at swinger parties. Nigga got the glasses on. Nigga smoking blunts. This nigga never smoked a blunt when he was with his wife. Nigga smoking blunt, woo 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 woo, passing it. Niggas getting fucked up, talk about where the bitch is at, and his girl's like, yeah, where the bitch is at. Like, yo, I was like, yo, this motherfucker just did a whole 180. This nigga waited for his wife to die that he was with for 15 years. And I'm not laughing at because the bitch was dead, but I'm just saying the nigga was happy. He cried for joy. That's what I believe. This nigga was at the swinger parties talking about bring out the bitches. You know what I call him? Leonard Moore bitches. His real name was it Leonard? No, Leonard. No, it was Leonard. I was like, Leonard more bitches. I call or Lynn more bitches. That nigga's always like, yo, bring out the bitches. When Friday come, he was ready. He was like, yo, I might not come to work on Saturday, but I'll see you Sunday. Oh my God. Yeah, man. It just be like that, man. I always tell people all the time with relationship is always a give and take. And the reason why I say it's a give and take because at the end of the day, you always have to give to take something. You always have to sacrifice or give up something to. It's just it's a part of relationships. That's why I said there's a difference between companion. I mean, having a companion and a partner. Companion, you don't give a fuck. 9 out of 10, you're gonna cheat anyways. You know, because it's just a companion. You just don't want to be a fucking alone. You know, like you don't want to be alone. So this is why you do what you do. This is why the girl live with you. You know, who wants to die alone? You know, you'd be surprised. You know, like let me ask you a question. You know all these people. Yeah, I was watching this Chinese drama. This nigga regret because he wanted to save his wife because he thought his wife was gonna die from cancer, and his mother was dying at the same time. He had to choose which one he's gonna stay with. His mother died of his mother died alone. His mother died alone, and he regretted that shit forever. And his wife was treating him like shit. His wife was treating him like shit, and he was by her side when she was dying from cancer, taking care of her, you know, cleaning her, like everything. This bitch didn't give a fuck, you know? And like this is why I say certain people in life is they're just not meant to be partners, man. Or if they are partners, they're just better off as, you know, side pieces. You know, you could do what you want to do. If you want to go to the clubs, you could go to the clubs. If you want to see this nigga, you could see this nigga if he's available, you know. If y'all want to go out get something to eat, y'all niggas could go out get something to eat. And you could be home by yourself where, you know, you don't want nobody, you know, this is your sanctuary, you know. And this is how some people look at it. It's just in sanctuary, you know. Give me a second, everybody. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be back, all right? All right, I'm back. But yeah, man, it's like certain situations, man. I will say this too. I think certain situations are good though. The reason why I do think it's good, excuse me, certain situations is good, and this is why I say they're good. Um, cause you get to live and learn what you like and dislike. You know, I think that's very important. And you know, you find out what love is. Some people don't know what love is. Some people don't know how love is supposed to feel. Some people get like a negative effect from love. That's why most people try to stay away from it. So this is what come with the territory of that. Um Like, have I been in love? Yeah, I've been in love a few times and stuff like that. It's cool. Um, it's a good. It could be a good thing and a bad thing. It could hurt. You can be hurt, or you can be comfort or and safe and sheltered. That's the difference between love and stuff, man. You just gotta find the right thing because love is always pure. It's just what you add into it. Is what you add into love. That's what makes it great. Um, have I? I will say this: there are certain side chicks and certain side guys that you will fall in love with, and they ain't worth shit and stuff, and like shit goes left. Cause at the end of the day, you don't play your part. It's all like I said in the beginning. It's about playing your part. Once you start playing your part at certain things, this is when life gets easier. Life you can understand and you can accept what's going on in life. So definitely pay attention to that part where um pay attention to what life can give you and what you need from it. So again, like just remember that you know even with your partner, you you still can figure out what you like and dislike about this partner, and always remember why you love her or him. You know, I think that's very important, and I feel like this, and this is what I do every month. I always and I do a lot of writing. If y'all don't know, I got so many books and stuff like that. But I do a lot of writing, and because first I don't want to forget my goals. Second, I don't want to forget the people I love and why I love my people. And three, it's always easy to remember why you don't. It's easy why you don't fall out of love with certain things. You know, that's why you still be seeing. Jesus Christ. This is why you do see people. Hold on a second. Yeah, and this is one thing we gotta learn, and even with paramours, we gotta learn how to appreciate certain things. Appreciate a lot of things, even the little things. I always tell people appreciate the little things. Those are what really count. Cause little things turn into big things all the time. Excuse me. But if you appreciate the good things, then you're straight. You live in life. Skies is the limit. You know. Hold on a second. Wiz Mason's hitting me up. Yo. Yeah, skies is the limit, man. I will say this, and I'm gonna land. I'm gonna land early and stuff. I'm gonna actually not even land. Before I even say anything, I'm gonna give y'all my 5 songs. Um, I'm gonna give you my five to play. Um, and they're not gonna be in order. Actually, I'm gonna give you 10. Pretty Ricky, Take Your Time. Uh, Between the Sheets, Isley's. Let's see. I will say Easy Sunday Morning by the Commodores with Lionel Richie, but I'm gonna take that away and say Zoom. Zoom. Um, Sizzler. Uh, Give me a try. That's reggae. I'm giving y'all some reggae too. R. Kelly, Sex, Weed, or actually, I'm gonna give you another one. Sex in the Kitchen. R. Kelly. You had, and the thing about I know niggas is hating on R. Kelly. I know niggas is mad at R. Kelly because of the underage thing, but R. Kelly is the greatest R&B artist, songwriter of all times. So we can't say not play R. Kelly. Y'all niggas is crazy. Uh, Prince, give it to me. Give me, baby, like you never would before. No, do me, baby. That's what it's called. Prince, do me, baby. Play that one. You know, and I'm giving y'all songs that you can play with your side piece and your shorties. You know, you could pick the songs out that you want, or you make your own playlist for either or. And this is if you're playing this type of game. I advise you not to, but everybody has a niche. All right, I got three more. Tyrese, Signs of Lovemaking. That's another one. Oh fuck. Like there's some good ones out here, like some super good ones. Mm, like I said, Plies, Bust It Baby. Not the one they made a video for, but the one that Plies rap by himself. That one. I think that's the first one. T Pain. Um, T Pain got so much good R&B music. That's the crazy. T Pain actually really does songs for the bitches. I know niggas will play "I'm Sprung." That's a good song, but that's not on my list. On my list will be, because one of my favorite T Pain albums was the Three Ring Circus. Um, Buy You a Drink. That's a good one. I got two more. Mm, Soul Child. I told you Soul Child. Damn, what was the song from Soul Child? I forgot the song from Music Soul Child. Do that one. And always, I'm not gonna give you just one with this one, but always throw some Erica Badu up in there. Erica Badu or Marvin Gaye. Oh my God, I forgot Luther Campbell. I forgot Luther Campbell, Charlie Wilson. Oh my God. See, this is why I say there's so much good music. You got Luther Vandross, Charlie Wilson. You got Teddy Pendergrass. You got Marvin Gaye, Al Green, Smokey, Rick James, Lisa Marie. Jesus Christ. See, this is why I say it's so hard, and like this is why I say don't quote me because it's gonna change. If you tell me to do it again, it's gonna change because there's so much good music out here, you know. And like I know I can do more than 10. That's why. That's why I say it's so hard, you know. And you could have did fucking Robin Thicke. You know, Robin Thicke, Pharrell, like it, even Jay Z. I love girls, 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 girls. I do adore. Yeah, what, nigga? You know, but I'm gonna land here. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna land. Cause I was just planning just to do this till 12, 2:30. I'm gonna say this, and this might mean a lot, but excuse me. But um, I will always say have a partner is way better than being having a mistress. Um, First of all, it's gonna cost money, double the money. And the reason why it's gonna be double the money because you're supporting two types of lifestyle. A double life. You're supporting a double life. I would advise you not to do it, but there's some. Let me tell you something. There's some eye candy that really will catch people's eyes and stuff, and you be like, "Damn, I just want a bite of that. I want a bite of that meow meow," you know. But it just, I always tell people, just advise try to work with your girl and try to do the things that you want to do with your girl and stuff like that. And if you don't, be like my friend, man. Just wait until she died and go to swinger parties and shit like that, you know? And talk about where the bitch is at, you know? You can do that. That's what I always tell people all the time. This is why this show is so important, and I think this is why we need the show to balance the Bronze Reaper media, you know? Like we talk about politics all the time. We talk crazy. Like tomorrow afternoon, we're talking about Black America's achievement. I mean, is Black America's achievements a win to the Black diaspora? You know, like we're gonna be talking about that. And yesterday, one of my coworkers is fucking nuts. This nigga talk about everybody's going back into slavery. I'm like, nigga, you smoking crack? I had to tell this dude that. Like, nigga, are you smoking crack? I was like, that's not gonna happen, you know. But that's just how people are, man. You know. I will say this. This does balance, you know, the atmosphere of what we are doing and stuff like that. It's just sometimes we need to hear this good and positive stuff. See how we got a different reaction out of Shabaka. Shabaka was actually being Shabaka. We didn't have to hear fucking Pan African Shabaka. So you can answer. Hold on one second. But yeah, we get a different reaction out of Shabaka. It would have been wonderful if Shabaka could have just stayed on point and not talk about Tariq Nasheed. Like this is why I told Shabaka and Kwame that Tariq Nasheed lives in your head rent free. You know, it's just you can't stop talking about him. Like by all means, I gave you two fucking shows, two different shows where you don't have to talk about Tariq Nasheed. You don't have to talk. You don't have to hear me like kick your back in or say some foul shit to you. You got actually got this show where you know you can think about other stuff. It doesn't have to be politics. It can be like this is a life experience show that we can talk about. Like when this show starts to get big, there's gonna be people to call. There's gonna be people that's gonna call and say like, "Yo, I wanna jump on the panel and say what I want to say about you know having a side chick or being a side piece or something." You know, it just This is what I want y'all to do. This is why I make shows like this. Like this was a random question. This was a random fucking topic. Then we started talking about cougars. Like I hope I'm gonna be personally honest. I hope y'all do really do appreciate this stuff because even though like we kick each other's back in, we talk shit about everybody, each other's culture and stuff like that. I'm cool with that. We can do that. But at the end of the day, when we have these shows and stuff that actually that doesn't have nothing to do with politics and it's just life experiences about your life. Let's take advantage of this. Like we really have to do really got to take advantage of shit like this. You know, I like again. I just hope you appreciate it because I actually really do like doing these type of shows with you. I like the show when we was talking about big women, big beautiful women, BBWs and stuff like that. I think that was super dope. And the reason why it was dope to me because at the end of the day, we wasn't arguing about Tariq Nasheed or Africa or fucking Pan Africans. Um, Wait a second. You know, like it's cool that we talk about Tariq Nasheed and all that other stuff, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, don't forget this is other brands that we are doing. This is other stuff that we are talking about. If we're gonna get endorsements, if we're gonna get sponsors and stuff like that, this is the stuff that we are gonna put out. This is the other stuff that we're gonna talk about. That we're gonna, and this is why I say, this is why I tell y'all all the time. If y'all want to talk to me, and I'm not even online, email me. I'll look at the email. My laptop is open most of the time. My laptop is open like 80% of the time, 80% of the day. You know, so this is why I say take advantage of this stuff, man. Because I like I said, I really appreciate y'all. Y'all do a lot, but at the end of the day, y'all have to appreciate when we do these Chocolate Man podcasts. You gotta appreciate your intuition. In this show, there's no dumb answers. Even like we was Shabaka. He be saying some crazy stuff, and like I said, I'm not gonna call you. I told him I'm not gonna call him no sucker today. I'm not gonna call him a sucker on this show because at the end of the day, there's no wrong answers for the Chocolate Man podcast. These are all experiences. This is all our thoughts. These are all our ideology and our thoughts. And like, if you stick with it, just stick with it. Say what you want to say. We're not arguing. We're not fighting over anything. We're actually, we're talking. We're having a good conversation. We're having the conversations that we're supposed to be having. You know. But again, I'm gonna land. I want to thank YouTube. I want to thank Kick. I want to thank Rumble and Twitter for broadcasting my show and stuff. And like I said, I appreciate everything that y'all did. All the donations y'all give me, all the shares that y'all gave me 35 shares, and thank you. And I appreciate that. I appreciate it because at the end of the day, y'all didn't have to, but y'all did. But I appreciate the shares. I appreciate the donations, the likes, the comments. I appreciate all of that, And like again, these shows that we're gonna have a lot of these shows, and these questions might be different. They're different, but at the end of the day, we can try to relate to them some way somehow, even if it's just half the topic. You can relate to it, Again, I'm gonna give out my thanks. I'm gonna give my thanks to E Will, Shabaka, Lala Brown, and other people who were in and out of this podcast. But again, that was the people who was in a live chat. And also, people, don't be scared to be in a live chat if you're talking bullshit, just talk bullshit. Just talk bullshit on the lines of the topic. That's all I ask. If it's other stuff, like, yeah, like, yo, just say I want to change the question but I want to answer this. But again, thank all of y'all again, and I appreciate y'all for coming on this show. And I know it's a Sunday; we don't really do Sunday shows, so we know we're not gonna get a lot of um audience and stuff here, but